time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. We're going to do a request. This request came in middle of January of this year. And it came into my reaction to Paul Revere and the Raiders doing the song Just Like Me. The requester goes by the name of Carol Athena Costa. And Carol writes this: since you're riffing on the Raiders, you should do a compare and contrast video comparing Louie Louie by the Raiders, my second favorite version, with the original by Richard Berry, my favorite version, and the hit version by the Kingsmen. And I thought, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I don't really think much about the song Louie Louie. I mean, it's a great song, but I really haven't put a lot of thought into that song. And, I've heard the Kingsmen version. I've got the single. The Raiders, I've got an album with their version on it. And I've never realized, though, that the Kingsmen wasn't the original version of that song. And I thought the Raiders were just covering the Kingsmen. I didn't realize that Richard Berry did this song back in the 50s. Now, I don't even know who Richard Berry is. I've never heard the version by Richard Berry, but it's kind of interesting that this song goes back that far. So I thought, I got to find out more information about the song Louie Louie. So I went to Wikipedia, of course, and there is quite a lot of information on this song in Wikipedia. It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, Louie Louie was written by Richard Berry in 1955. Richard Berry recorded it with his group The Pharaohs in 1956 and then released it as the B-side to a single in 1957. The A-side of that single is You Are My Sunshine. It was released both as a 7-inch 45 and a 10-inch 78 record. So that's kind of interesting as well. So from there, the song was recorded by another group in 1961 called Rockin' Robin Roberts and the Wailers. From there, the Kingsmen recorded it. So the Kingsmen used the Rockin' Robin version as kind of the layout for the version that they did and didn't use the Richard Berry version. So we're going to listen to the Richard Berry version. Like I said, I've never heard it before, so I want to see how different it is from the Kingsmen. Well, what about the Kingsmen? Well, they recorded their version on April 6th of 1963 in Portland, Oregon, at a studio called Northwestern Incorporated Motion Pictures and Recording Studio. The gig cost them somewhere between $36 to $50. Somewhere in that area it cost them to record this song. The session was produced by Ken Chase, who was a DJ on a local AM station called KISN. They recorded very sloppily. They did like a half a take and then a full take, and they used the full take to record or to release as a single on a small label called Jardin Records in the area. So it was released locally. They pressed 1,000 copies. Well, Wand Records heard it, and they bought the rights to it and released it as a single on Wand Records. Well, it got sent nationally. Wand Records distributed their record nationally, and there was a Boston DJ that heard it, thought it was kind of a joke, and played it on the station as an underperforming record, saying that this isn't going to go anywhere. Well, the people that heard on the radio wanted to hear it more and more, and it became a national hit for the Kingsmen. So, from there, we move on to Paul Revere and the Raiders. Well, what's interesting about the Paul Revere and the Raiders version is they recorded it in the same studio as the Kingsmen a week later. Theirs was recorded between April 11th and April 13th. So that's kind of interesting to me. The person that produced it was also from KISN radio, but this person was Roger Hart. So all of this commonality between the Kingsmen and the Paul Revere and the Raiders version, I think that's kind of interesting. Now, it too was released on a small label locally in the Portland, Oregon area called Sandy Records, and then was picked up by Columbia Records. Columbia released it as a single as well, but didn't promote it as heavily as what happened with the Kingsmen, and it didn't become the big hit that the Kingsmen version was. So we're going to listen to these three and kind of see where the differences are. Now, one last thing I want to say is cover versions of this song. There are oodles and oodles and oodles of cover versions. They expect there's over 2,000 cover versions of this song by well-known bands, and that list is growing. Now, Paul Revere summarized this song. Paul Revere said this: 3 chords and the most mundane beat possible. Any idiot could learn it, and they all did. So I think that must sum it up. Some of the groups that are well known that have done this song are the Beach Boys, Otis Redding, the Angels, the Kinks, the Sandpipers, Travis Wammack, the Sonics, Mongo Santa Maria, Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, and so on and so forth. Leon Russell, Pat Metheny, John Fogerty, Motorhead, on and on and on and on and on. This song was done by everybody. So here's the original version of Louie Louie by Richard Berry and the Pharaohs. Excuse me.
Me gotta go. Louie, Louie. Me gotta go. Fine little girl, she wait for me. Me catch the ship from across the sea. I sail the ship all alone. I never think I'll make it home. Louie, Louie. Well, me gotta go. Louie, Louie. Me gotta go.
Oh, what a fun version of this song. It starts out with that da 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 da. Great. I love that. And Richard Berry's voice is very nice on here. I really like how he's singing this, and I like the fact you can hear the lyrics. You can hear what Richard Berry's singing about. That's kind of cool. Now, I want to say something about the da da da. When I read in Wikipedia that the Mothers of Invention covered this song, and then this song starts out, I don't know if you're familiar with the Freak Out album by Mothers of Invention or the Absolutely Free album by the Mothers of Invention, but they have songs that start out exactly that same way. That da 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 da. Just really cool. I mean, I can see how the Mothers could cover this song. I just think it's their type of song. Really, really cool. The other thing I noticed too is this is the picture sleeve. I'm guessing maybe of the 10-inch single. I'm not sure. But it's Louie, Louie. Now, Richard Berry said the song isn't supposed to have a comma in there. It's just Louie, Louie. It's the two names right next to each other. So whoever printed this cover printed it incorrectly because it's not the way the song was actually written. So I thought I'd just throw that in there. Let's keep on going. Hear how this goes.
Me gotta go. 3 nights and days, me sail the sea. Me think of girl constantly. On the ship, I dream she there. I smell the rose in her hair. Louie, Louie. Me gotta go. Well, Louie, Louie. Me gotta go. make a moon above. It won't be long, me see me love, me take her in my arms and then I tell her I never leave again. Louie, Louie, well, me gotta go. Louie, Louie, me gotta go. I say me gotta go. Yes, me gotta go. Well, me gotta go.
Oh, I like that version. It's got kind of a calypso Latin beat to it, with some doo-wop, that da 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 da. You know, it's got that doo-wop sound, but it's got that calypso beat to it. I really like that. That's got a cool sound. And then the guitar, just the short strokes on the guitar, just, you know, gives you that whole Caribbean sound. And that's what the song is actually about. I mean, they're sailing on a boat in that region, and he can't wait to see his girl again. Just kind of cool version of that song. I mean, that was neat. I mean, this is the original version. This is the original intent of that song. And as this song grew in fame through the years, it took on a lot of different sounds, looks, feels. I mean, anywhere from country music to heavy metal has done this song. So that's kind of cool. Let's now from Richard Berry and the Pharaohs, we're going to take a look at the Kingsmen and see how the Kingsmen has changed it up to make it their big hit. Okay, now, the key part of this song is that Farfisa organ in there. That is the key to this song. When you hear that first note off of that organ, you know the song. It's just one of those, like, rock and roll iconic things where you hear that first chord off that organ, you know it's Louie Louie. And it's kind of cool because they started out with the organ, while the Richard Berry version started out with that da 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 da. Totally different introduction to the song. And this one really rocks. Like I said, the Richard Berry was more calypso, more Latin sounding, where this one really rocks. I mean, it is a total different take on this song, and it was recorded that way. It purposely, just very ruckus sounding, and it's just what made it the big hit is the slurred voice, the organ, the heavy drumming. That's what made this thing so different from anything else at the time. So let's keep on going. Okay, a couple things I want to say. First of all, what I read is he made a mistake. The lead singer made a mistake here. When they were recording this, they were supposed to do on the guitar right after the guitar solo, and they were supposed to do that twice. And the guitarist did it once, and then the lead singer came in, caught it that he had made a mistake, so he stopped singing, and the drummer caught that they made a mistake on the vocal portion, so he filled in with that drum fill. And that wasn't supposed to be how the song was done. But because they only did the one take, that's what they kept. They kept the mistake in there, they kept the drum fill in there, and then they did the second da 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 on the guitar, and then the lead singer came back in again. So what's important about that error is that a lot of groups thought that's the way the song's supposed to be, and that's the way they cover it as well. So that's kind of a little bit of history on that part of the song. The other thing is the guitar solo. The guitar solo is pretty wild for the time. You know, I've got a lot of music, listened to a lot of music, and I'm not so sure that a lot of groups were that wild with the guitar solo. I thought that was really intense as well. And he's playing a clean guitar. I don't think he's got a pedal on there. I think he's just playing a very clean guitar. And it was a great solo. The other thing that I just noticed on this version of it, and now I know this was like an upgraded version. This is done by Smurfstool. I've done quite a number of Smurfstool's videos in my reactions. And Smurfstool really cleans up the video, cleans up the audio. The bass guitar really sticks out in this song. Listen to that bass guitar. It is right up front, and I don't remember that bass guitar being that prominent in this song before, but it is clean. So let's keep on going. Oh, that was really good. That was really clean. I love the video too. The video is really good. I love the dancers. The guys are all dressed up in sport coats and ties and dress slacks, and the females all have dresses on, and they're just rocking out to the song. Just really good stuff. I miss that stuff from the 60s. I miss that so much. But that was really good. I really enjoyed that take on the song. So now we're going to move to Paul Revere and the Raiders and see how they do this song. So, we get the Richard Berry original version. We got the Kingsmen who had the big hit with this thing. And now we're going to go to Paul Revere and the Raiders and see what they do. Okay, now, this starts out with a saxophone. So we got 3 different versions, each starting out differently. We've got the Richard Berry with the da 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 da. You get the person, doing that tone, that sound. We've got the Kingsmen playing a keyboard or an organ, and now we've got Paul Revere and the Raiders starting out with saxophone. There's so many ways of doing this song. Incredible. Then the drummer goes, it's Louie Louie time, and then they get into the song and start singing. The drums, the guitars, everything starts coming in. The other thing is, I don't think I've seen a Paul Revere and a Radio's TV presentation, something that they've done on television. Where they're taking themselves seriously. They're always goofing around. And I think that's kind of their moniker as a group, that, they just kind of like to have fun. They're just having a lot of fun. I mean, the saxophone falls apart. Paul Revere has this little keyboard thing. The bass player and the guitarist both have sunglasses on. I mean, they just like to have a lot of fun. And I think that's what audience drew to as well, as they knew they were going to have some fun when they watched Paul Revere and the Raiders. So let's keep on going. Okay, another great guitar solo. So the West Coast must have had all of these great guitarists, back in the early 60s that nobody knew about, because that was another kind of an interesting guitar solo. And I'm thinking back to listening to the Beatles or the Stones, or even like the Kinks, the early, from like the 63, 64. And I don't think their guitar players played as wild as guitars as what we're hearing here in the Kingsmen and Paul Revere and the Raiders. I think theirs were more cleaned up. So I think this is kind of cool to hear this style of guitar playing way back then in these songs. Let's keep on going. There we go. So now this version really didn't use the lyrics. I think they did the first verse, and then that was it. Then Mark Lindsay sort of ad-libbed the rest of the song. A lot of Louie Louie, Louie Louie, but he didn't sing the rest of the song. He didn't. I think there's 3 verses to this song, and he sang the first, and that was it. And then he ad-libbed, and the group was just doing their thing as well. Kind of a unique version of the song. Each one is so different from each other. There's very little similarities, other than I think the Paul Revere and the Raiders and the Kingsmen, were rock and roll tunes, while the Richard Berry was more of a calypso, maybe you could almost say doo-wop version of the song, but very good versions. I don't think there's anybody that can do a bad version of this song, because it's so, so open. Yeah, anybody can do it. And then, like I said, anywhere from what country western to a ballad to hard rock to heavy metal. you know, anybody could do this song. It's just a really cool song, and each version here showed that you can interpret it so differently and still have a really cool version of the song. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed the comparison between the original version by Richard Berry to the Kingsmen's hit version of it to Paul Revere and the Raiders kind of let's have some fun with it version of the song. If you did, hit that like button. That'd be really appreciated. If you have any comments about the three versions, put it in the comments below. That'd also be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to all three videos and put it in my description below. So if you want to watch them again, just click on the link. They'll open up. They'll play. You won't have me stopping them. And you can enjoy the whole video that way. I'm also going to put a link to the channels that uploaded these videos in my description below. You can check on those channels. They may have some other really cool stuff that you might want to watch. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? Go below my video, go below the title of my video, and hit the subscribe button. That's all you got to do. You make me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. So this is a great recommendation. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it was like, okay, it's Monday. We're going to do this and watch these three videos. The Richard Berry, I thought, was excellent. Never heard it before. Really, really liked that version. I really liked the production on the Kingsmen's version that Smurfstool did. And, of course, Paul Revere and the Raiders are always great. They're one of my favorite bands. So, this put a huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.